Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today I received some parts back from Cerakote for the 2023 KTM 450SXF R&D bike build. The motor mounts were cerakoted black along with the swing arm and the axle blocks. The nut, I decided to go with a gold color because a few of the bolts on the bike are going to be titanium gold as well. Not a direct match, but you still kind of get the idea. Also decided to do the valve cover a matching gold as well, along with the two bolts that hold it in place also. The clutch cover and the ignition cover, those are black stock. I'm going to get them vapor blasted silver, so that way the entire motor is a silver color, with the only different color being this gold accent on top of the valve cover. Also, I did the motor mount bolts. I thought it'd just be fun to do these since Cerakote is such a thin coating and it doesn't mess up any of the threads or really much of a dimensional change. So it'll still go in the motor really easily, but I thought it would add a nice little touch. And I'm wondering if it'll stop these bolts from rusting. That's not a KTM specific thing. I just often see bikes where the motor mount bolts rust. I think a lot of times water just kind of collects in there with the bikes being washed, and it really can't get out. So I'm curious to see how that is going to last over the course of time. And to match, we did the motor mount bolts as well in the same gold. This is also a Cerakote coating. The black is graphite black from Cerakote. It's not a direct match to the frame on the bike. The frame is more of a matte color, but it's pretty close. And I've just really been a fan of this graphite black color because depending on how you look at it, it can either be kind of glossy at times or kind of matte. And this one's an oven cure, so we threw the swing arm inside of the oven to cure it. We did the underside of the airbox as well in black, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And that is an air cure, and that came out quite well also. At this point, just waiting on a few more items to come back, and then we will be done with this bike build. So I'm excited, we're close, and soon we'll be riding this thing and doing a lot of 2023 KTM suspension testing. We have 2 OEM shocks, 2 sets of WP Exact Pro forks, and 2 sets of WP cone valve forks. So we have a lot of different suspension we will be testing on this new bike, and well, I'm excited about it. And soon we'll be picking up some of the WP Exact shocks as well, so that way we can have a complete offering on our testing on those components. And then we're also going to pick up a KYB fork down the road and also get into that MX Tech Blackjack fork also. So it just takes time. So first we're working with the WP stuff, and then we're going to work our way onto the other brands as well. And don't worry, we'll be doing some Honda content and Kawasaki content as well down the line. So this is the underside plastic on the bike. It is also the bottom part of the airbox. This plastic is white in stock form, and we Cerakoted it black with the graphite black color, but in air cure because it is plastic. Can't let it melt in the oven. I only had the coating people do the underside of it and a little bit on the sides because most of the rest of the plastic is covered up by plastic, so you can't see it. So here's what the plastic looked like stock. It was white. And also I didn't want to have any paint on the inside of here because sometimes I use a strong brake cleaner to get off any like air filter oil and stuff that might collect over time in there. And I was worried about how that would work with the ceramic or cerakote coating. I was thinking that might be a little too harsh of a chemical, and I didn't have any issues with it peeling up inside of the airbox. So I figured we'll just keep the airbox plastic. But again, on the underside, man, it looks pretty freaking awesome. It matches the mud flap almost perfect. So I do expect it to chip. I mean, rocks are going to be getting kicked up underneath it, and the tires are going to be bottoming out hard against it. But again, at the time, I didn't see any black plastic available for this piece. So this is kind of the quick option. And I think at glance and for a while, it's going to look pretty good. So here on the sides, it's still white. Again, this will be all covered up by the plastic. At least I hope so. But cool. Well, guys, thank you for watching. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com. My name is JB. Give me a call or send me an email if you'd like us to build you a JBI suspension setup.